Today, I'm talking about The Northman. It's Robert Eggers' third time directing a feature-length film and stars Alexander Skarsgård. Viking warrior Amleth sets out on a revenge path years after his father is betrayed by his brother for the crown to the kingdom. It's been a little bit since my last movie review. I took a vacation to Florida and I've been picking up a lot of freelance jobs, so I haven't had that much time to check out the new releases until now, so this entire week, I'm utilizing it to catch up on every single movie I missed over the last couple of weeks. Instead of going in order by release date and watching The Secrets of Dumbledore first, I decided to watch The Northman first because who the heck wouldn't want to watch a movie starring Alexander Skarsgård looking as jacked as this, tearing people apart? Holy crap! I like Robert Eggers a lot. I think The Witch is a great horror movie. It's one of the scariest movies I've ever seen. The Lighthouse is a cult classic. So many people love that one. I'm not as fond of it, but I still respect the direction that Robert Eggers took that film in, and I enjoy it. It's just not my favorite. However, The Northman might be Robert Eggers' best work so far. It's between this and The Witch for me. Because as a whole, The Northman is an epic bloodbath of a film. If you love Hollywood epics, but also love A24/Robert Eggers-esque directing styles, this is the movie for you. Robert Eggers does a fantastic job directing the flick. It's really impressive. I did not expect these action sequences to look as good as they do, but oh my god, these are some of the best, most beautiful looking action sequences I've ever seen. The guy didn't direct any in The Lighthouse or The Witch, but we get a couple in this movie and they look so grand and beautiful. It's a spectacle on the screen. I was sitting there in my seat, luckily not the only person in the theater, mushing over the cinematography in The Northman. For those who have not seen the movie yet and are wondering, does Robert Eggers mix in the elements that we saw in The Witch and The Lighthouse in The Northman? Yes, there are some horror elements in The Northman. This is definitely a Robert Eggers directed movie. It feels like he's directing the movie, but it also feels like there's a new side of his direction style. But if you know me, you know I love brutal action sequences. If your movie has a high level of testosterone, it's the movie for me. You succeeded in that department. The Northman might just be the most manliest movie of all time. I watched this film and literally wanted to rip off my shirt, stand up, flex, and do this. Sorry about that. We're going to give this movie an acronym, though. It's going to be called MMME. That stands for Most Manly Movie Ever. And yes, The Northman absolutely deserves that title. The movie gives you so much energy, it made me want to go to the gym right now and lift 300 pounds. There's no film in existence I've ever said something so weird about, but it's true. The Northman is the type of movie that pumps you up. You want to fight somebody with a sword. You want to lift at the gym. It gives you all the energy you need. It was certainly the change of pace I needed compared to the other movies I've seen this year. And the story is one that's as old as time. It's based on Hamlet, which of course The Lion King was based off of, and this movie feels like a mix between Hamlet and The Lion King and even a film like Gladiator, which I'm all for. I love seeing classic stories being retold on the big screen in a new variation. And yet, despite using a story that's as old as time, the movie is still unpredictable. Once you get through the opening and a few scenes that follow that, you have no idea where the movie is going next. It doesn't take you in any direction that you can predict. Plus, even though I thought this was going to be an action movie, and trust me, it is not, do not have that expectation, the film never gets boring. Yes, the story beneath is great, but there's so much brutality and violence. The characters are given plenty to do, and the tension constantly builds throughout the duration of The Northman. From the beginning to the end, the movie is tension-filled, and you're just waiting to see what's going to happen next. So all in all, The Northman is a bloody epic with a story as classic as it gets, led by Alexander Skarsgård, who again is jacked in the movie, and Anya Taylor-Joy, who's always great on the screen. The only main issue I have with The Northman is how the film over-relies on mythology. There's way too many fantasy and mythological elements in the movie that I don't think was necessary. It would have been fine had the movie kept its fantasy-like CGI elements to a minimum, them, but they overstay their welcome. There is this one really cool fantasy scene though that reminded me of a boss battle. I'm glad they kept that in the final cut. They could have shaved off everything else though. The Northman is another really good Robert Eggers movie. I recommend you see it. I am giving The Northman an 80%. For those of you who also have seen The Northman, be sure to let me down below in the comment section what your thoughts are of it. Do you think it's Robert Eggers' best, or do you prefer The Lighthouse or The Witch? And of course, guys, as always, if you are new to my channel, click that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and I hope you all have a fantastic day.